Here's a quick overview of how the minute taker can prepare meetings for an upcoming meeting. This is an example of the October 1st meeting minutes. The minute taker is going to prepare them for the November 3rd meeting. The first thing we'll want to do is make sure that she saves that file. So we're going to go through saving it for the November 3rd meeting. Once that's saved under that date, let's start updating some of the information in the top section of the form. If we look across at our meetings and roles, we can see the dates and the times. As we work across in the roles, we see that the facilitator for our October meeting was Amy Jones, but for November meeting it's going to be Justin Carr. The minute taker and the data analyst are all going to be the same people. We're also going to be in the media center and at the same time. So right now we're going to go ahead and update this meeting. We're going to take Amy Jones out for right now, and we're going to put Justin Carr in as the facilitator. Now we know our next meeting is going to be on 12/5, so we're going to enter that in the same time, and we also know that the role is going to be filled by the same people. Now we need to work down towards where the team members are, where we took attendance. See these X's along the team members' names? We need to simply remove those, so we can highlight those and delete the X's. During the upcoming meeting on November 3rd, we will go ahead and enter the X's in alongside the team members who are present. Now we also need to work through the same thing with the agenda. First thing might be the easiest is to go through and remove the X's. Again, those will be input at the time during the meeting when we've talked about those items. We also see some items that we need to remove and some items that we need to update. For example, if we look at item number 2, parent involvement, we're not going to be talking about that next meeting, so we can delete that. The staff booster training, that also won't be under discussion. Now let's look over to the agenda items from the next meeting that we recorded during the October meeting. We had to talk about the winter incentives. I'm going to select that, and I can either cut and paste or I can just drag it over. Same things about we have to order more goodies for the store. Select that, copy and paste, or drag it over. Now if there were other items that I also knew that either the facilitator or anyone else on the team had let me know about, we could also add these here. So now we have our first 3 items for the meeting. Item number 4 is a new problem discussion, and then we move into our eval of meeting. Now last time we did the tips fidelity checklist. This time we're not going to, we're just going to use our regular checklist at the end of the meeting minutes. So we'll take that part off. Now this section is all ready for our upcoming meeting. Let's walk down now to the previously defined problems. We look at this first problem here, and we scan across, and we also see that the effectiveness of solution, it was improved but not to goal. We'll probably, once again, talk about this problem at the next meeting. So what we need to do is go ahead and remove some of the check marks from those boxes for the fidelity of implementation, because we'll want to discuss that again, and also from the effectiveness. We're also going to want to go ahead and remove our current levels. The data analyst may tell us what that current level is that we can add here prior to the meeting, or else we'll add it during the meeting. Now we'll drift down to the next section. We see the parent involvement and staff booster training. Again, we know those aren't going to be discussed this time, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to delete those. And we know we look up here, we have to talk about the winter incentives. I'm going to copy that and paste that right down here. We also know we're going to have to talk about ordering more goodies for the store. I'm going to copy that and paste that here because that's not related to our problems. That's related to just administrative and general information. Now what we need to do is go ahead and look at the new problem from our October meeting. This now will need to be transferred up into our previously defined problems. Now if we notice here, we're going to need to make another row. The easiest way to do this is to place your cursor all the way over in the far right-hand column and hit the Tab key. You see how that made another row? The next thing we'll have to do is copy and paste our fidelity of implementation check and also our effectiveness of solution check. Now we have a row ready for our previous new problem to move up into our older problem section. The easiest way to do this is just copy and paste or cut and paste. Now the first 4 columns are the ones that we're going to be copying or cutting and pasting. You can go ahead and highlight those up into the goal and timeline. And the easiest thing is to go ahead and cut because then it's already removed from that row. And now go ahead and place the cursor and paste. And you see how it all transitioned up. So it was previously a new problem during our October meeting, now falls under the previously defined problems. So we can check in about the fidelity of implementation and to see whether we have reached our goal based on the solutions we put in place. Now we can walk down, and I might remove some of this space here, and remove our final little bits and pieces from what was our new problem during our October meeting. And now this section is ready for me to input anything about the precise problem statements that maybe the data analyst will provide for me beforehand or as I enter in the meeting. Now I was lucky and fortunate enough that the data analyst did provide me already with a possible new problem. I'm going to copy that from his email and I'm going to paste that right into the new problem section. Now I will just need current levels. And he told me that the current levels at this point are 0.5 per day. And that was for the month of October. Now this is ready for our discussion during the meeting when I will input the solution actions we decide upon, our action plan for putting those in place, the who and the by when, our goal, both the what and the when, and then our data sources. How are we going to check to see whether solutions have been put in place as we would hope they had been, our fidelity of implementation measure, and then our outcome measure, so that we have data that we can compare against our goal to see if we have resolved the problem. Now, the last section that we need to do is go down to our evaluation and team meeting and remove those X's. Now we can scroll back up at the top and go ahead once again and save this file. It will now be ready for me to pull up during our November meeting.